Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Queenie for those who don't know me, reviewing the Ultimatum Season 3, Episode 5. Before I get into it, please make sure to like this video, subscribe and hit the bell, and leave a comment down below. Now, I know I asked y'all to lightly spoil, but some of y'all were heavily spoiled. Some of y'all said, this is my opportunity because she never lets us spoil. Wow. Okay, but you guys weren't lying. Episode 5 did pick it back up. So, let's get into the episode. Scotty and Zena meet up with her sister and friends, and we learn more about what Scotty's frustration with Arya is.
We're both on the same side of the ultimatum. So he issued an ultimatum.
How long were you in your relationship before this?
3 years.
Okay.
She's had a lot of difficult and challenging relationships with men. It's been me almost like trying to prove her wrong.
I'm able to tap more into my emotions.
She has a different level of life experience and the emotional maturity that comes with that life experience.
So at first I was wondering, is Arya just like a mean person to this guy, like behind the scenes? Like, what is he so upset about? And we're learning now that he believes because she has such a jaded past with men, he has to consistently prove himself and atone for the sins that he did not commit. I've seen on TikTok, and it's so interesting because Arya says the same thing like later on. I've seen on TikTok these guys talking about how difficult it is sometimes to be a woman's first healthy relationship because it's hard to shed off that dead weight from the past, and you find yourself defaulting to toxic behaviors because you were used to that in past relationships, where that doesn't fly in a healthy relationship. However, Scotty, it's not giving healthy, babes. It's really not. From what we've seen from him so far, and the more we see in this episode, I feel like you kind of deserve some of the flack that you're getting. No. It's not giving great guy. It's not giving healthy. It's just not. Who is giving healthy as of this point in the episode is Caleb.
You missed me?
I did. I feel like we didn't get as much time together today.
Oh. When I care about someone, I just care a lot.
Yeah, that's just how the heart swings, huh?
Yeah. Impressed by the way that you do think about me when I'm not there.
There you go. All right, serious. This is serious stuff.
Sure, it connects to like why I don't trust men. Physical touch isn't just like natural for me. I don't have any type of distrust towards him.
Not me rooting for cheating. I like these two together so much. Like, I love the way that he treats her. Oh my gosh. Now I'm wondering, is this a performance or is this how he is? And the reason why I question it is because he has issues with how codependent Mariah is. And he also feels like he's easily replaceable because Mariah tends to jump from relationship to relationship. And I'm thinking, if this is how you show up with Mariah, what's the problem? I don't get it. So I'm gonna need more context on their relationship. But yeah, Arya's eating it up. She says that physical touch is something that's hard for her. He's able to like break down some of the walls that she has built very high. And again, I will give Scotty only the credit in words, okay? When he said that she's bringing her past into his relationship, I can understand that. Like, your current partner should not have to atone for the sins of your past partners. But it looks like night and day the way that Caleb is treating her to how we assume Scotty treats her. As we know, Arya is starting to develop more romantic feelings for Caleb. She also says she initially didn't even find him physically attractive, but with his character, his actions, the way that he's just been taking care of her, she's really starting to develop, you know, the feels. He is too, but he's refusing to say it. He doesn't want it on camera, I assume. Like, he's really trying hard to not give the impression that he's falling as hard as she is. He says that he's big on loyalty, and his loyalty right now is still with Mariah. But, you know, Arya is just making things a little bit difficult for him. JR and Sandy meet up with Sandy's mother, sister, and friend, who looks a lot more like her sister than even her sister.
I think it was like love at first sight when I seen her real nervous.
JR loves to do things with his shirt off.
Feel free.
Feel free.
We're so different, but we're also so similar in so many ways. Like, we're both the same zodiac. Yeah, we're sharing a bathroom, sharing a kitchen, sharing a bedroom. Like, more food I get, we can share
We're
it.
living together. It's like
I'm like, wow, that's eye-opening.
he's really strong, like mentally, and like he's very grounded.
She's such a strong person. And that's what I appreciate about her. I know she actually cares about me on a deeper level.
All this shit is very real. Like, it's very, very real.
Very real.
It works. It makes sense. I even feel like these two have more chemistry than they did with both of their initial partners. Like, JR and Zena, they're like a aesthetically pleasing couple, but in terms of like that zhuzh when they were together, I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't seeing it. I really wasn't. With Sandy, I'm still confused how she and Nick even got together, let alone are still together. Like, it just gives, you know, I dated him young and now I'm stuck. That's what it feels like, because girl, why are you with that man? Now, I still think these two initially were just DTF. Let's call a spade, okay? Definitely DTF. But as time went on, they actually have been peeling away the layers, and they're developing like a genuine connection. Despite Nick's thoughts on them, I actually think that there's something that they have potential. Okay, they have potential. Speaking of Nick, now, I'd be saying, oh, so-and-so's crashing out, so-and-so's crashing. No, Nick is crashing out.
Found out that JR had met Sandy's mom.
Sandy, I'm in love with you and I'm very scared. Hello? Why are you mad at me? Why are you punishing me? I've done literally nothing wrong. God, oh God. Are you kidding me? Sandy?
Okay, we're not doing this.
Just not funny, man. Come on. You're not funny. I know I'm not fucking funny.
So disrespectful. I feel so, like, violated.
I'm not gonna let her ex come in and demand to talk to my wife.
Why? Oh my God. Oh my fucking God.
Nick is doing all of this off of the back of hearing that JR met Sandy's mother. Did you not issue the ultimatum and bring them on the show? Did you not know what was going to happen? I'm so lost. That's part of the process. Like, sir. So anyways, he starts crying and yelling in his apartment, and he goes over to JR and Sandy's apartment. Those two do not give a damn. They're acting like a true married couple. She's like standing behind her man, and he's like, you're not going to talk to my wife like that. JR, you're a wicked man. You're a wicked man. You see him crashing out over his girlfriend, and you're going to say, oh, but she's my wife. Crazy. Anyways, I didn't want to judge Nick's reaction when he was by himself, because listen, I live alone too. And if I had 24-hour cameras, some of y'all would think I'm a weirdo, okay? But when he went over to the apartment, I was like, you lost the plot, sir. We are officially off the rails. Like, crashing out, a full-on tantrum. Sir, you're gonna get her back. Like, this is the third week, is it not? You'll see her in a few days. Like, it's okay. You'll get your time to be married too. Then you could stop JR at the door and be like, no, you can't talk to my wife. Like, your time is coming. Relax. So for me, when it comes to Nick, I didn't understand Sandy's frustrations with him. And when she was like, oh, he keeps blowing up my phone and he'll like yell at me and then like cut the phone and whatever, I was like, I don't really see Nick doing that. But now I'm realizing, oh, he was playing for the cameras. And now the pressure has built to a level where he can't contain it anymore, and he just explodes. Like, it's all coming out. His emotional regulation is trash. Someone else who is struggling with keeping their mask on is Scotty.
I really want to like organize the closet today.
You know what? We should do something out of the house. A hot air balloon trip together.
Major anxiety in a hot air balloon, and it won't be enjoyable.
Have you done cryotherapy before?
It's just not something I'm like, oh my God.
What does 32-year-old fun look like?
Okay, let's not put an age with fun.
If you don't want to get taken out, just say that. It's all good. I'm over it. You feel me? Did you eat without me?
Yeah.
Someone that just eats without me.
I figured you ate without me.
You figured wrong.
One of you guys called Scotty a spoiled brat. It's really giving spoiled brat for real. This guy said, hey, what do you think about hot air balloon? She expressed a fear. Not even like, I'm not really feeling it. She will genuinely be uncomfortable on a hot air balloon. Then he says, what, cryotherapy, I think? She doesn't want to be extremely cold. Now, even if she said, I'm not feeling it for that one, I would agree. What is that? What do I look like to you? That is not a date to me. He only gave 2 options. And then he started to spiral because she said no. And he's like, oh, you know, I struggle from rejection and whatever. Was this a rejection? She didn't say she doesn't want to go out with you. She said she's not comfortable doing those 2 very specific things that you offered. And then he starts to get a little bit snappy. Oh, he's like, well, what's fun for you? Because at 32, okay, interesting. Then he's mad at the fact that she was eating without him or what. Arya, are you sure? Arya, are you sure you want to be with this man? He is only like creating that distrust for men. Not creating. He's only making it worse. This type of man with the history she has, oh, hell no. Absolutely not. So I'm thinking back to the first times that we were introduced to Scotty. If I'm not mistaken, this is the same man who said that he loves to do acts of service because of the validation that he gets in return. Like, wow, you did this thing. I'm so grateful. Wow, that's amazing. And he's the same guy who said, basically, Arya is ungrateful and doesn't appreciate the great man that he is. You're selfish. You're selfish. And now we have the evidence to prove it because you're only going to do things when it serves you. I want to go on these dates because I find it fun. Why not find something that you guys can do together? You guys can enjoy together. I would not want to go on a date that would make me uncomfortable unless as a couple, we're both uncomfortable and we're trying to challenge ourselves. We're trying to break out of our comfort zone. But like you gave 2 options and now you're crashing out. Offer 2 options. And you only do the acts of service to get the validation from it. Not because your partner receives love in that way. Not because you genuinely just thought of them and you wanted to do the thing. No, just to get the, oh my God, you're so great. I love you so much. You're amazing. Oh my God. Selfish. So they end up having a girls and guys night. Starting with the girls night, they're just sharing how their trial marriage is going, of course. Sandy thinks that Nick is ruining her experience, and Mariah doesn't think that he would make a good husband. Now, I want to see what Mariah has seen because she hasn't even spent that much time with him, and even she can clock, this man ain't it. At the guys' day, Nick immediately starts apologizing as soon as he arrives at the bar or wherever they're at.
Very sorry.
Huh?
I'm very sorry.
Okay.
I'm not here to make enemies or fight. Like, this is probably one of the biggest tests of my life emotionally. I've never seen this version of myself.
Yeah. Asking to talk to Sandy, I'm like, what the fuck? I lost all respect for you after that.
And you saying you lost all your respect for me
At that point, I did.
Right, I get that. You really have to understand that this is the person that I thought I was gonna spend the rest of my life with. I don't know how that's not heartbreaking.
Sandy has an issue with the fact that Nick is taking out his frustration in art because she feels like he doesn't process his emotions properly. Girl, there are worse vices. You better be glad he's painting and not snorting. There are worse things he could be doing to cope with the process. I'll take painting, okay? She is right in saying that he is not adequately processing what's going on. I do get like he's hurt, he's frustrated, he's feeling like his relationship is in jeopardy, but have some self-reflection. Figure out like why doesn't she want to marry me? If I feel like I'm such a great guy, like what is the misstep? What is JR providing that I can't provide? And yes, he thinks it's only a fling or whatever. Maybe it's also that. Maybe you don't sexually excite her the way that she needs. Like, I think there's something to reflect on no matter how he views the relationship. If he thinks they have a deeper connection, you can try to dissect why. Maybe you're not as emotionally available as you think you are. If it's a sex thing, maybe you're not satisfying her sexually in the way that you think that you are. Like, you could spend more time lamenting on your pitfalls in this relationship. Sandy and Zena have a conversation, and Sandy was coming off very sketchy.
I'm glad that y'all chose each other. Sandy's cool. Like, if I was a lesbian, I would probably choose Sandy too. Like,
we're not like hooking up. We are trying to get the most out of this experience for one another. Him and I are not dating for real. Trust me, train him on things so that he could show up better for you.
I'm sorry, did Zena ask if y'all were hooking up? And also, what's your definition of hooking up? Because I've discovered that people have different definitions. Sometimes hooking up is just kissing. Sex, to me, is hooking up. And I'm like, I didn't ask. When somebody just gives you an answer when you didn't ask, sometimes it feels like they're trying to jump ahead of something. So I'm just like, what do you mean by that? She then says she's trying to train JR so he can show up better in his relationship with Zena. It's not your responsibility to train this man, to raise this man. What? And what training are you doing? Because after he says, like, she'll say something to try and challenge him, he will stand on business no matter what the topic is, and then she'll respond, oh yeah, wow, you're a lot more complex than I thought. Wow, he's so manly, and he's so strong, and he's so driven, and he's so... What raising are you doing, girl? Zena says that what's lacking in her relationship is verbal affirmations. I can see that. I think with JR, what I've noticed, maybe I've missed some stuff, but what I've noticed is that he will only compliment your physique or the things that he also has. So he'll be like, oh, we are both this. We both strive to do this. Or she's so sexy, you would look so good in this. Oh my, like, I don't see him ever just big up the person for who they are as is. He always has to relate it back to himself or relate it to sex. Going into the guys and girls nights, Caleb was hell-bent on portraying their relationship as just friends. Now, even Scotty, who hasn't been in the room with them, he doesn't buy it for a second. He's like, please, I know what my girlfriend looks like. I know how she is. Ain't no way you're sitting there being like, oh yeah, not interested. Like, Also, I love the fact that he sees his women like that. Like, yeah, remember who you're with, you know? Remember. But he had a conversation with Arya, just basically saying, I don't want you to talk about our emotional connection and stuff like that. At first, it seemed like Arya was going to go with it. But eventually she's like, no, I'm going to say it.
Like, he's so calm. He's so respectful. We talked about deep stuff. I told him literally so many things because we really started with a foundation of friendship. He doesn't feel trusted based on the communication that you do need.
Self-sabotaging habits came through so hard because of all the trauma that I've also been in.
When you're in your first healthy one, sometimes you become the toxic one. Caleb has added some confusion to my situation. Him not being honest to her now will hurt his relationship.
I could kind of understand Caleb's stance. You know, he didn't want Mariah to be hurt by the fact that he is thriving in this process, especially now that she's doing it alone. I can see that. However, Arya is right in saying whether or not you tell her, she's gonna find out. And I would rather she find out now than be thinking one thing and then watch the show and see that it was something else. I do appreciate that from Arya. Arya seems to be one of the only people who comes on these damn shows realizing that there's a time where you go back home and you're able to watch it back because it's being recorded. Like, you might as well be honest now because it's going to be worse later. So yeah, and she framed it nicely too. She didn't rub it in Mariah's face. Now, in the way that Arya was talking, I was like, oh, she likes that man. She really likes that man. But she handled it well. I think that she kept it cutesy, kept it very demure. The episode ends with JR in yet another altercation. However, this time it's with Scotty.
What Zena really needs is emotional vulnerability, nothing to do with my feelings or perception about you.
Sure?
Yeah, I am sure. Why? What you mean?
I just heard some shit. Rumors going around saying that I was only here for a hall pass.
What could possess me to be like, JR's here for a hall pass?
You tell me.
I have no ulterior motives. If I just cast doubt on her relationship, maybe I could slide in there. That's not who the fuck I am. Why are you mad, bro?
I'm not mad. I'm just saying, why are you calling me mad? Don't even know what's going on between me and saying that we have a real connection.
Sleeping together?
Like in the same bed? Yeah. I think everyone's doing that, right?
I don't think that's what he's asking. That's not what I'm asking.
I mean, we've been saying it. JR does seem like he just came on the show for a hall pass. So yeah, valid. I don't know why JR is shocked. Look at yourself. Look at your life. Are you crazy? Yes, that's definitely the energy that you're giving. However, I don't like Scotty's tone. I don't like his attitude. And I don't like the fact that he's lying because, sir, you definitely said something like that. Everybody has said something like that. I'm sure Nick and Vanessa, the hosts, not the contestants, but probably also the contestants, have thought that too. Everybody thinks it. JR is not being serious. So then somehow the conversation turns to whether or not he has had sex with Sandy. And he doesn't give an explicit answer. So it sounds like if they didn't have sex, they definitely got close. I don't know. That's what it sounds like to me. We will see what the answer to that is. Nick is of the belief that JR is deliberately trying to break him and Sandy up. Why? Like, if he's connecting with Sandy, that's one thing. But for Nick to take it personal, like, no, he's doing this to me. Like, why? I don't have words. I literally don't have words. Sweetie, it's not all about you. Actually, no, it should be all about you. Take some time to reflect. Take some time to yourself. More time than the show has given you already. Like, this man has so much inner work to do. Lord have mercy. Anyways, that's it for the first batch. We'll see what happens on Wednesday in the second batch. I didn't watch the trailer because I don't like Netflix's trailers. They give me too much information. So we will see what happens in the next, I'm assuming like 3 episodes. If it's more than 3, I can't. Guys, please give me a break. I'm fighting for my life. But yeah, anyways, as always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one.